Credited or debited? When a liability side item reduces, you have to credit it or debit it. The liability side item has a credit balance. So if you want to decrease, then you need to debit it. Or if you don't remember this logic, just think about it, that in case you reduce any item on the liability side, it's a benefit situation, and in benefit situation your capital reduction is to be credited, and if you want to credit it, you need to debit that item which is getting reduced. Don't get confused. I hope you remember the kind of simple understanding I tried to give you in the previous lecture. That is, when a liability side item is to be reduced, you need to just apply this logic, that as a businessman you wish that the liabilities would reduce, it will be a benefit situation, and when there is a benefit situation you have to credit capital reduction and you need to debit that item whatever is getting reduced. Clear? And if you want to understand it with the accounting logic, just think that if a item has a credit balance and if you want to reduce that credit balance, what you have to do is you need to debit it. It's simple as that. Clear both the logics? You can apply any of the logic and go ahead with the entries. So shall we write the entry? So let us start with the entries. I'm writing entries on the Jamboard alongside you all, so you can just have a look at it in case you don't understand any of the entry while writing. You can just check it out here. So entry will be preference share capital. By what amount you are going to reduce? 1 rupee, right? So rupee 1 into how many shares are there? 10,000. Preference shares debit 10,000. Now equity share, you can write ordinary share capital account debit. You need to reduce it by rupees 8.75. Any confusion in understanding 8.75, how we got it? We'll write a combined entry. So 8.7 equity and preference together will debit and then to credit capital reduction. So into how many number of shares are there? 16,000. So what will be the amount? I have shared the link with you. Just click on that link and download Jamboard. For those students who were not there in the last semester lectures, kindly understand this concept. You need to download Jamboard application, or in case you don't have, you have to click here and you can open it in your browser. But I hope and I wish that you download Jamboard application from Play Store. If you're using Android phone, if you use iOS, that is Apple phone, then also you can get the Jamboard application there. So multiply, sorry. Can anyone from you just put the link again in the chat box? Kindly paste the links. Thank you so much, Kritika. You are in division 1 or 2, the one who is facing the problem. 1. So I guess link is kept in your chat box. I'm disconnected on the one of the lectures, so kindly just let me connect it and then I'll continue with the entry. Okay, so the amount that you get is 1,40,000 for equity, and the total of the two capital reduction account 1,50,000. As we discussed previously, in case when we do the sums, sorry, division 1 students, I was disconnected for some reason. So I've written the first entry in Jamboard. You can just have a look at it. So your entry will be preference share capital to preference share capital account debit, equity share capital account debit to capital reduction account. So basically, by what amount you are reducing the equity and preference capital, you need to debit it, and that amount will be credited to capital reduction. Is it okay? Any doubts in the first entry? So as we discussed in previously when we did journal entry based chapters in the last semester, when we do sums in class, it's okay if you don't write the narrations, but in exam, whenever you write journal entries, you're expected to write narrations. There are marks for it. So make sure whenever you write journal entries, you write the narration. For instance, for this entry, narration can be being the preference and equity capital. Simple as that. Shall we go ahead? Just check the third adjustment. First, second we have covered in the first entry. Third adjustment says share premium and invisible assets accounts are written off. Share premium and invisible assets account are to be written off. Now let us first talk about share premium. So what will be the entry? Again, which side item is share premium? Liability side item. And when you reduce any liability side item, it's a benefit situation. So you need to credit capital reduction. So obviously you will debit securities premium. So entry will be securities premium account debit to capital reduction account. So the amount, security premium amount is 30,000. So just write 30,000 there. Narration can be being securities premium written off. Am I going fast, or you are able to understand what we are doing? Are you able to understand? If you have attended my previous lecture, this will go straight away into your head what we are doing just now. If you attended the previous lecture properly, you have understood the concept which I explained you in the last lecture. In case you are not there in the last lecture, I request you to just go on to VVWCC Education channel. I have put the last lecture's video. Whatever I have explained you, it is very important that you understand that before you actually start. So for of you, those who still have some confusion, thinking that, okay, what is happening in class right now, they don't understand it, make sure you go to that website, that YouTube link, and you can just have a look at that video to understand the concept thoroughly, and then you can understand the sums. Any doubts so far? Whatever we have done 2.5 transactions so far. Now let us see what is written ahead. Invisible assets account are to be written off. Okay. Which are the invisible assets account? Okay, very good. Goodwill, patent, trademark. Okay. Invisible includes both intangible as well as fictitious. Right? Invisible. They are not actually there with the business. So, fictitious assets, you have preliminary expenses. Just check out the second last item. Okay. Let me just tick mark on the slide also so that you get an idea about what I'm talking right now. So, when they say invisible, then it includes both, that is your intangible as well as your fictitious. So here we have it: goodwill, patent and trademarks, preliminary expenses, P&L debit. All these things are to be written off. They are to be taken out of the books of accounts. And in the fourth point, they say plant is to be valued at 50,000. Currently, plant value of plant is, see, for outstanding interest, they have not clearly mentioned it. Is basically, outstanding interest is a liability. Outstanding interest on debentures is a liability. You don't write it on the asset side. It's a liability. For that, they have given a separate point. See point number 6. Okay. Because that is a liability. Okay. Coming back to our discussion, whatever assets you are reducing, they are asset side item, and when any asset reduces, it's a not a benefit situation. So in that case, you need to debit capital reduction and you need to credit all the assets that are reducing its value. So write down next entry. Write down the next entry. Capital reduction account debit. Capital reduction account debit to take down all the assets one by one. Assets one by one. Which are they? Goodwill. Goodwill amount is 10,000. We don't know what total amount we are going to debit to capital reduction, so I kept it blank. Goodwill 10,000. I hope you are able to see it properly on Jamboard. You can zoom in for whatever clarity you want when you see it on Jamboard. Patent and trademark. Patent and trademark is 21,000. Then next is P&L account debit. P&L account debit balance 55,000. Then comes preliminary expenses. $25,000. Then plant and machinery is to be valued by at 50,000. So currently plant and machinery value is, just check it out. How much is the value of plant and machinery? Currently, what is the value of plant and machinery? No, it's not 1,40,000. See, plant and machinery 1,40,000 is given to you, and just below it, it is written depreciation on it. See the depreciation which is already calculated. So plant and machinery, its purchase price is 1 lakh 14. Depreciation so far, depreciation on it is 30. So its value is 1 lakh 10,000. And now it is to be written in the books. It is to be valued at 50,000. So how much is to be reduced? How much is to be reduced? From 1 lakh 10,000, you are going to take down it to 50,000. So it's obvious that you're going to reduce it by 60,000. So just write here, plant and machinery, 60,000. So do the total of all the credit items that you have written in this journal entry and write it on the debit missing amount. Capital reduction account debit, it will be, do the total. Yes, correct. Kumal and Kanis Fatima. It is 1,71,000. Okay, moving on. Next is dividend on preference share is outstanding from April 2007. Ordinary share of rupees 1.25 is to be given for rupees 10 preference shares dividend. Okay. Now, can you tell me what is the amount of outstanding dividend so far? Whatever dividend you not paid since, I think here there is mistake in year. It will not be 2007, but I think it will be, let me just correct the date. Preference shares are 6% preference shares. Just make a correction in the question. Preference dividend is outstanding from April 2013. So for 4 years, you have not paid the dividend. For 4 years, you have not paid the dividend. 24,000 is the total dividend. Let me do the working on the Jamboard. Preference dividend. For 1 year, your preference dividend is 1 lakh into 6%. So that comes out to rupees 6,000. Total outstanding, or you can say outstanding dividend, 6,000 into 4. That is 24,000. Total dividend is 24,000. So what they are saying is dividend on preference share is outstanding. Ordinary share of 1.25 is given for rupees 10 preference share dividend. So for every 10 rupees of dividend, you are going to give a share of 1.25 each. You're going to give a share of 1.25. So if total preference dividend outstanding is 24,000, what is the amount of shares that you're going to give. Can you see the working on Jamboard? They are saying, they're saying that for every 10 rupees of outstanding dividend, they are going to issue shares worth rupees 1.25 each. So for total dividend which is outstanding 24,000, how many rupees or what amount of shares will be issued? 3,000 worth, rupees 3,000 worth shares. So entry will be, okay. Now my question to you is it a profit situation or a loss situation? You had to give a dividend of 24,000 and out of that dividend you are giving only 3,000 now. So you're saving 21,000. So is it a profit situation or a loss situation? Explained you about this point. Instead of dividend of twin, very good. Instead of 24,000, you are giving 3,000 of dividend. It is not a profit situation because 24,000 is not a liability. So far, you not entered into the books. So suddenly there is a new liability of preference dividend at 3,000 which will enter into the books. So a liability which was at 0, it has increased to 3,000. So it's a loss situation. Okay. If preference dividend was already part of your liability, it would have been in the balances itself. They would not have given you in the adjustment. So you have not considered preference dividend as a liability so far, no matter what the amount was. Now you have to consider it as a liability for the amount of 3,000. So it's a loss situation. Whenever it's a loss situation, what you have to debit? Capital reduction account debit. Capital reduction account debit to preference dividend 3,000. Okay, now just pay the dividend as well along with this. So next entry, preference dividend account debit to what you're giving, equity share capital. Clear with these two entries? Have you understood the point of preference dividend? See, first of all, we calculated dividend for 4 years because dividend was outstanding for 4 years. So total dividend outstanding was 24,000, right? Now what they've said is, I've done it in the working. You can just check on the Jamboard that if 10 rupees was the dividend, then they've given a share of 1.25. Now the total dividend which is outstanding is 24,000. So by the calculation that for 10 rupees dividend you give 1.25 worth share. So for 24,000 total dividend which is outstanding, you're going to give 3,000 as the dividend. Now the logic I explained you in the previous lecture is when a liability side item is getting reduced, it's a benefit situation for any business that your liability is getting reduced. So in that case, you write liability account debit to capital reduction. Capital reduction will be credited in case the business is benefiting. But here, actually, your liability 24,000 was nowhere in the books, and suddenly you have to pay 3,000 worth of liability now. That is the dividend on preference shares. So this 3,000 is an additional liability which is generated. So we have to debit capital reduction to that liability account because new liability is generated. A liability which has a zero balance, it will be entered into the books by 3,000 with a credit balance. So capital reduction account debit to preference dividend 3000, and then we have also written the next entry, that is preference dividend to equity share capital. We have issued shares for the dividend. Okay. Moving on to the last adjustment, debenture holders have waived their rights of interest. Now, debenture holders have waived their rights of interest means check it out whether you were having the liability of outstanding debenture interest. If it was there, then you have to make the entry. If it was not there, and then they say that we don't want money from you, then you don't have any benefit or loss, because you were not having any liability in the first place. But here in the example they have given the last item, just check it out. Just look at the question and find the last item. Debenture holders waive their right of interest, and check out the last item in the balances. Outstanding interest is 2,500. Now they don't want this 2,500. A liability which stands at 2,500 gets reduced to zero. That they don't want 2,500 from you. Now you are at a profit situation in this case. So what entry will pass when you are at a profit situation? Very good. Outstanding debenture interest account debit to capital reduction. So that amount is 2,500. Okay. Have you understood the entries so far, all of you? If you were present in the previous lecture, then today's entry would have been easy to understand. If you were not there, then it is little difficult. Not very difficult, but obviously you are attending. Zeal, you were there in the last lecture? Zeal, were you there in the last class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So still those students who were having any confusion, or those who still find it little difficult, make sure you watch the lecture of last class, because I've kept the video for those students who were not there in the class, so that later on you don't have any problems to understand the concept. So just have a look at
Okay.
it today. Okay,
Okay,
now
sir.
as such we have completed all the transactions. The last entry is transferring the balance of capital reduction to capital reserve. So last entry, capital reduction account debit to capital reserve. Can you get me the answer for this? Just add all the credit balances of capital reduction and add the debit balance. Sorry, deduct the debit balance, you will get the difference. Do the total of all the capital reduction, credit balance, and deduct the debit balance. See, in the first entry, capital reduction was credited 1,50,000. In the third entry, capital reduction was debited by 171. Sorry, I was disconnected. So the difference comes out to 8,500, which will be transferred to capital reserve account. 8,500 will be the amount. Just check it out properly. 8,500 will be the amount. Do the total of all the credit items, capital reduction, credit balances, and from that deduct whenever you have debited capital reduction. So in the first entry, you have credited capital reduction by 150. In the second entry, capital reduction is 30. So 180 is what is the amount that you have credited. Then deduct 171 capital reduction debited in third entry. Then again deduct 3,000 capital reduction debited in the third entry. Then uh, add capital reduction credited in the sixth entry. And then you will get the difference, that is 8,500, that you will write in the last entry. All of you are getting 8,500 now? Okay. Now, what they ask you in the example, past necessary journal entries that we have done and prepare new balance sheet. Now, before you prepare new balance sheet, I just wish you to prepare a capital reduction for practice, because in exam they may ask you to prepare a capital reduction account. So before you start with the balance sheet, wherein you have to write the new values. If you remember, when we did amalgamation absorption, we used to prepare new balance sheet, keeping in mind whatever changes that has taken place in the journal entries. Similarly, we have to prepare a new balance sheet. I'll help you out. We'll do it together. But for this lecture, I want you to first complete capital reduction account. Whatever entries you have passed, just post it and prepare a capital reduction account. And tell me the total of the capital reduction account. By that time, I'll take your attendance.